welcome back to another video in Microsoft Flight Simulator on this beautiful Sunday, where we are going to take a look at the new Airbus A320 Neo version 2 that was released with the Sim Update 15 by Inibuilds, and I have never flown this aircraft, so I decided to take a look at it and share it with you. We are currently at Tampa in Florida, United States, and we will be departing from here in Spirit Airlines livery towards our destination Nassau in Bahamas. I thought this might be a fun route because the schools are in summer break in the United States and everybody is now traveling to the vacation places, and I thought we should be carrying some people going on a vacation to the Bahamas. So that's the idea behind the route today. We are currently cold and dark, parked at gate A10, and we will be setting up the aircraft very shortly. Without further ado, let's hop into the cockpit and let's get things started. Alright, welcome to the cockpit of the A320 Neo. As you see, we are cold and dark. I am keeping the performance display on the upper right corner for you guys to see. I am having some issues. This is high-end settings with a 3070 Ti. Not sure, it's down to 24-25 frames per second. But that's the performance. It could be the aircraft not being too optimized due to being a new release. But we'll see if we can survive with this kind of performance numbers here. Usually I get more, especially with, for example, the PMDG 737. It's around 40-45 FPS, but this aircraft at this airport, I'm around 24-25. Anyway, we'll do the pre-flight. I have a checklist on my other screen, but before we are doing so, or we do so, we'll go over to the EFB and take a look at our options. By the way, I tested the aircraft works with GSX even with refueling, but the way you can do this so that the refueling is properly done is like this. First, you need to reduce the fuel here to, let's say, less than what you are planning to take. For this, we will just use 15,000 kilograms, and I guess I can change the units to pounds as we are in the United States. I forgot to do that, but let's change it, and it will also require me to change my flight plan in SimBrief. But let me do that and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, now I converted everything to pounds. We currently have 1,500 pounds of fuel on board. And we will start with the importing with the flight plan from SimBrief. And we will carry on. So everything is fixed now, and I am switched to the Imperial system, downloaded my flight plan from SimBrief. We are Spirit 1457 from Tampa to Linden Pinling International in Nassau, Bahamas. How we do the refueling with GSX, that's what I was talking about. So let me just bring up the GSX menu and request refueling. You have to have less than what you need for your flight. And we should hear GSX calling for the fuel truck, hopefully. Not sure if it went through because I didn't hear anything. Let's try this again. Sometimes it hangs.
Refueling truck is on its way.
There we go. So now once
the aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Yes, that's exactly what we are going to do. Once the truck arrives, we are going to wait until the fuel truck is connected to the aircraft and then set the payload in the EFB, then the fuel truck will start fueling the aircraft. I am just sharing this in case you'd like to simulate some ground operations while you are enjoying a flight with the new Airbus A320 Neo. But if you don't care about this, you can completely skip this part of the video. I know this is going to make it a little bit longer than my usual videos, but I thought this is something I do occasionally, and I thought I should share this with you guys. Because I like to see the baggage loading, the passengers boarding the aircraft, etc, etc. Alright, now he's gonna detach the hose and connect it to the ground port, and then he will start fueling the aircraft. That's when we will enter our payload. There's a JetBlue leaving. I don't think Spirit operates out of Tampa. They might, but not maybe to Nassau, but this is not a real world flight, so but I like the livery, so that's why I'm using it. Anyway, let's just wait him to connect the hose to the ground fuel supply line. He might have injured his foot. He's walking funny, but there it is. There he goes. He's gonna lift, attach the hoses, and that's when we are going to do it. There we go. Let's get back into the cockpit now, and let's turn the batteries on. Introduce ground power. Can now go set the scene brief payload and apply the load and select realistic. Now he should start fueling the aircraft. You can get just a little bit closer. It's hard to get a good view. Let me just try a different camera angle, but the truck is refueling the aircraft right now. It's not leaving, and if we go inside and look at the screens, we'll see the onboard fuel is increasing right here. So that's how you refuel using GSX, and it works. Now we are in the cockpit, aircraft is powered on. Let's go ahead and do our overhead flow. I haven't done the cockpit pre-flights before introducing the power, but everything was checked before, so that's namely checking the parking brake. If I can get down to it, parking brake is set, weather radar is off, predictive wind shear is also off. It's over here, right there. Spoilers are retracted, flaps are retracted, engine mode selector is in the norm position, engine master switches are in the off position, transponder is in standby, anti-skid is on, that's the switch right here, landing gear lever is down, and wipers should be off. Yes and yes. So that's the pre-flight, and we did the battery 1 and 2 on, external power is on, and we can just continue with the overhead. In the previous videos, one of the viewers requested that I will get a little bit direct shot view to the overhead instead of an angled look, so that they can see what I'm doing. So this is the modified version. We'll do the APU fire test, engine 1 fire test, and finally engine 2 fire test. There we go. Now we'll go with the overhead. We'll turn our IRS switches to nav. Nothing to do here. If we go one level down, crew oxygen supply is on. Ground control should be on the captain. Here. Lights are set. Evac is on the captain side, which I don't think it's modeled here. It's over here. Captain. IRS is now aligning. Cockpit lights are set. Nav and logo lights. Nav light can go on now. No smoking signs. We will turn them on. Not yet for the seat belts because we are not done with refueling. Or we might be. Yes, we are done with the refueling, so we are ready to start the boarding. Let's go ahead and do that.
Boarding requested.
That's it. Alright, let's continue with our flow. Fuel pumps, we will turn them on and extinguish all the white lights. That's the Airbus way of doing things. Down here we don't need to do anything, but we will start the APU here in a little bit. Doors should be open. Cargo smoke test is, I believe, on the overhead, if I'm not mistaken. I keep forgetting about Airbus because I did not fly a whole lot with this aircraft. Cargo smoke test right there. That's done. There we go. Accumulated and brake pressure, they should be okay, but let's double check the brake pressures down here. They are okay. We can use some electrical hydro pump to increase the pressure so that they are in the green band. Let me just check if my doors are open. Yes, they are. Passengers are now boarding. ECAM is checked. ECAM recall checked. Radio panels, we will set them up here in a little bit. Baro, we will set it. We haven't listened to ATIS yet. APIS, well, flight directives is on. Constraints are now on. This is at 10 miles and arc mode is selected. And we can go down and set our FMS now. We will check the database is active. Yes, and then let's continue with the init. We can request it, but for this to work you have to put your SimBrief pilot ID into the Asus settings in the FMC. So there are two places you put your SimBrief pilot ID, the EFB and the FMS or Mach2. But let's request the initialization. There we go. Our flight number is Spirit, November Kilo Sierra 1457. If I am not mistaken, yes. Cost index, according to our flight plan, is 5. That's the init A page time. We have to do the init B, but we are still loading the passengers and cargo, so we can't do that right now. Alright, back to the checklist. Well, we don't have anything else to check with the checklist before the engine starts, so let's go ahead and take a look at and listen to the ATIS. ATIS frequency is 126.450 or 126.450 in the United States. They don't use decimal. So 126 and 450. Okay, as I said, we are using Beyond ATC as our ATC provider, if I haven't said it at the beginning, and we are using the premium voices.
8. Altimeter 29908. Landing and
That's what
departing
I'm
runway
doing.
01 left, 01 right. Red Beckle hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information uniform. Tampa Airport information uniform. 15010. Wind 015 at 9er visibility 10. Temperature 31. 2.18. Altimeter 29908. Landing and departing runway 01 left, 01 right. Red Beckle hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information uniform.
Uniform, landing and departing runways are 01, left and right. So we will request our clearance and see what kind of runway we will get. According to SimBrief, we should be departing from runway 10, which is not the case here, so we might have to change it. So let's go down to the MACD and do our flight plan. We are not gonna select our, oh, it's imported because we requested the init, by the way. Let's check our waypoints. We have the IRS align now. We have seen the message. So we are departing via the Crowd 8 departure, looks like. Let's see what we have here. Our FPS is sinking down to 7.8. That's interesting. Okay, we will select that later once we are given the runway after clearance. After the SID, we are following Heller, Phoenix, direct to Ray, direct to Nassau. Okay, that checks. And we can contact clearance delivery 133.6. Request our clearance. It's 133.6. Let's take a look. We are parked at, see the gate number here. I keep forgetting about it. Yes. Let's contact and see if we can get our clearance from ATC.
Shuttle 1457, request IFR clearance to Linden Pindling Airport.
Shuttle 1457.
Shuttle 1457, Tampa clearance, cleared to Linden Pindling Airport, Crowd 8 departure, with the Holo transition, then as filed. Maintain 4000. Departure frequency 135.5. Squawk 2654.
Guys, we need to do this again because I have not reloaded the flight plan to beyond ATC after converting from pounds to kilograms to pounds. So I'm gonna restart the beyond ATC. We will listen to the ATIS again because information might have changed, and we'll do this over again. In the meantime, let's go ahead and start the APU. We don't want the passengers cooking behind in the cabin. Master switch goes on and we'll hit the APU start. Armed emergency lights, by the way, we haven't done that yet. I think that's the entire overhead, if I'm not mistaken. We have done everything on the overhead. We haven't done anything with the MCP yet. Or MCU, I don't know which one was Boeing, which one, I can't remember. I think MCU was Airbus. Anyway, let's do this again. Let's change the frequencies so that beyond ATC detects the clearance delivery. Alright. Take ourselves. not the co-pilot, and request our clearance, but we have to listen to ATIS again. So what was that frequency? 126.45. So that's, we have to wait to keep the passengers waiting just a little bit, because I am behind now due to that issue. But so be it. Let's listen to this one more time.
You have information Foxtrot.
Okay, as you see, it changed.
Tampa Airport information Foxtrot. 1506 Zulu. Wind 015 at 9er visibility 10. Temperature 31. 2.18. Altimeter 29908. Landing and departing runway 01 left, 01 right. Numerous cranes in operation around Tampa. Advise on initial contact. You have information Foxtrot.
Foxtrot. Now we can contact clearance delivery and request our clearance. Tampa clearance, Spirit 1457. Request IFR to Nassau.
Spirit Wings 1457, Tampa clearance, cleared to Linden Pendling Airport, Crowd 8 departure, Holo transition, Venice filed. Maintain 4000. Departure frequency 135.5. Squawk 6331.
Squawk 4. I forget. 6331, and we can read the spec. Spirit Wings 1457, cleared to Linden Pendling Airport, Crowd 8 departure with Halo transition, then as filed, maintain 4000, departure frequency is 135.5, squawk 6331. I might not take it, I just messed up the squawk.
Spirit Wings 1457, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for push or start.
To 1.7, Spirit Wings 1457. Alright, we got our clearance. I forgot to tell them the information Foxtrot, but well, we'll live with that. Okay, let's get this rest of this programmed into the Mach 2. Departure is given with 1 left via the Crowd 8 departure with Halo transition. We'll insert this. That should take care of it. There's a discontinuity here. Are we getting vectors? Let me just change my sim brief. Oh, Navgraph charts runway so that we can see it. Let's see this departure chart real quickly. Actually, there are no vectors here. We don't need radar vectors. After here we do though. Yes, we should wait the ATC to vector us, but let's keep it in there like this. We haven't done the init B page yet, but we are still waiting for the boarding to be completed, so no worries there. APU bleed can come on now to start cooling the cabin. Can continue with the rest. For arrival, we are expecting runway 10 at Nassau, and we can do an RNAV 10. We will see what they will give us once we are close. There are no stars, so we will insert this, and let's see if we have any. Yeah, we can clear this up or take this. Yes, let's clear this. That should take care of it. Okay, that looks okay to me for now. How are we doing on boarding? Let's check the weights if we can. Where is my fuel page? Gross weight is not there yet, so we'll leave it alone. And we'll wait for the boarding to complete. And once it's done, actually the baggage loading is complete, we are just waiting for passengers. Once it's done, we should be ready to go. We got 10 more passengers to board, and then we can request pushback. Our pushback should be... okay, let's see here. We should push the tail to the left and nose to the right, but we will see if they will give us face west, south or west. Oh, I'm sorry, south or north. We should face north in this case. Let's see if the payload is still changing. Actually, it is not. What's my estimated takeoff weight is 63.97. My estimated zero fuel weight is 59.25. Alright, the boarding is completed anyway. Oh no. Do I have the kilograms still? Oh crap, okay. We will just use this. Boarding is now completed. And we can do the init B page. Clicking this will read it from the aircraft. Same for the fuel. That's init B done. And with that in place, we can do the performance. Takeoff performance calculator. That's really nice to have it here. All the weights are loaded here, all the information we need. We hit calculate. We have a flex temperature of 58. Horizontal stabilizer trim 0.8 up. And 146, 146, 147. So let's go. Flaps 1.8 up. Flex temperature 58 and 146, 146 and 148. Transition altitude 18,000, that seems to be correct. Climb profile is good, cruise is okay, descent is okay, and we will fill this out when we get closer to Nassau. Alright, so init B and everything else is now done. The aircraft should have everything it needs to control everything it needs to control. Alright, now we can request push and start. I'm still on clearance frequency. We need to contact ground 121.7 or 121.7. I keep saying decimal, but it's point in the United States. It's gonna take a while to set these radios, and we will have the co-pilot auto-tune this once we are ready to depart. Alright. Tampa ground. Spirit means 1457. Request push and start.
Spirit Wings 1457, Tampa ground. Pushback approved. Face south.
We are facing south. Interesting. Pushback approved. Face south. Spirit Wings 1457. Alright. Let's get going. Beacon light comes on. GSX can now prepare us for pushback. They are coming. We can disconnect the external power, switch on the APU power, and toggle the GPU and toggle the chocks. Our parking brake should be set, which it is. We can now lock the cockpit door. Door is locked. Ready to go. They should be setting up the aircraft for pushback now.
We are ready for pushback.
In this case, we are pushing the tail to the right and nose to the left, or to face south. Beautiful. Tail right.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
That is inoperative at the moment, but they will probably fix this and release an update. It should be good to go now. Yep. They are lifting the aircraft now. Let's do our checklist. Windows and doors are closed. APU master is on. APU bleed is on. Squawk is set. External power is disconnected. Seat belt signs are on. Thrust levers are idle. Thrust fuel quantity is checked. Takeoff data is set and reviewed. Transponder is on auto. Beacon is on. Engine mode selector will go to ignition start here in a little bit, and parking brake, we will set the parking brake shortly. What did I say? We need to push the nose to the left and tail to the right.
Release parking brakes.
Okay, so ignition selector to ignition start. Hopefully we will get there. I need to...
Release parking brakes.
Yep, we will release the parking brakes. Just give me a second. I'm setting up my controller here.
Release parking brakes. Release parking brakes.
Interesting, I am not able to release the parking brakes using my controller, so let's do this.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Let's hope that everything else works to start the engines. We are leaving the gate, just wait just a little bit. Wait a little bit more. We are clear to 4000. Let's set that up, I forgot about it. And we can start engine 2. Why my controller is not working? Interesting. Might have to fix this before taxi. Engine is spooling up. Yeah, the frames are suffering badly, guys. I'm not sure why, but they are. Down with the pushback for the engine to stabilize. Set the parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Okay, we will wait. Set the clock. Engine 2 is stable, starting engine 1. After this, we will do the before taxi flow and checklist, or after start flow and checklist, and then I will fix my controller and bring you guys back. Otherwise we will not have a good flight without any controllers operating. Not sure what's wrong with this, but maybe it's my controller software got stuck or something. Let me restart that first. Make sure, because I'm not using Microsoft Flight Simulator default controls. I have SPAD.next to map my controller buttons, and that's what I'm using. Okay, now it's working. Do we have engine 2? Engine 1 is almost stable. I think we can call this a good engine start. And they can disconnect.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Engine 1 is now stable. We can put the starter to norm again. We can turn off the APU bleed, and we can turn off the APU master. We'll do a flight controls check after switching to the flight controls page right here. Forward. Is this page not? Oh, there it is. It is here. Full back.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin
Full
removed.
left. Full right.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Right rudder. Neutral. Left rudder. Neutral. Flight controls are free and correct. Can now set our flaps to takeoff flaps. Should be flaps 1. We can arm the speed brakes. Serum is set to takeoff, so it's there. What is it? It was up 0.8, so it should be like this. Rudder trim is 0, anti-ice we don't need, and flight instruments are checked. So that's the after start checklist completed, and we can request taxi. Tampa ground, Spirit Wings 1457, ready to taxi, active runway with information Foxtrot.
Spirit Wings 1457, runway 1 left taxi via Golf, Juliet 1, Juliet, Whiskey, Whiskey 1.
So we have our taxi instructions given. We are taking Whiskey, Juliet, Whiskey, and Whiskey 1.
Spirit Wings 1457, runway 1 left taxi via Golf, Juliet 1, Juliet, Whiskey, Whiskey 1.
Respond.
Runway 1 left taxi via Golf, Juliet 1 Juliet, Whiskey, Whiskey 1 Spirit Wings 1457.
Wheel to taxi, runway turn off light to on. Strobes will go to auto. Check the takeoff config before we leave. Oh, auto brakes, we haven't set that, did we? That's auto brakes max. Let's do this one more time. Good. Takeoff config is checked and we are ready to roll. So the taxi routing is, we will go straight into on Golf to Juliet 1, take a right turn from Juliet 1, which should be right there. Follow Juliet until Whiskey, and then we will follow Whiskey all the way down to Whiskey 1. We need to make a left turn to join Whiskey taxiway after Juliet. Parking brake is off. transponder can go into auto and TARA. Can turn the predictive wind shear to system 1, and weather radar we will turn it on once we are at the runway. Beautiful. Idle thrust nicely, and I will bring you guys back when we get there, because I don't need to keep you guys here while I'm taxiing. So we are coming down to our Foxtrot point to enter runway 01 left, and we should rear from the ATC to asking us to contact tower very shortly. There we go. Let's slow down.
Spirit Wings 1457. Contact Tampa Tower 119.5. Have a good one.
I should take care of this now.
Over to Tower 119.5, Spirit Wings 1457.
Beautiful. We will take this second turn. We want to lose the full runway. Oops. What's happening? My controllers are acting crazy. I guess I am losing the Hall effect sensors of my side stick. It has been acting weird recently.
Spirit Wings 1457, ready to go, runway 1 left.
Stop here.
Spirit Wings 1457, Tampa Tower, wind 015 at Niner. Fly heading 130, runway 1 left, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 130, runway 1 left, cleared for takeoff, Spirit Wings 1457.
Given a heading for departure, which is 130, let's set that up. Let's enter the runway. Landing lights are coming on. Nose wheel light is going to take off. Strobes are coming on, and we should be ready to go now. Entering the runway now. One. Let's check before takeoff. Let's do the before takeoff checklist. Parking brake is on. Weather radar is set to system 1. Predictive wind shear is on auto. TCAS is TARA. Spoilers are armed. Auto brakes are max. Terrain in up. Cabin crew is advised, which we can do by chiming the cabin. Stereo lights are on. Packs, well, we will keep the packs on, it says off, but I think it should be ECAM memo no blue, and we are good to go. Let's advance the throttles to MCT detents. Go off the brakes. Managed thrust 58, SRS heading auto thrust blue. And my controller is giving me a hard time. Let's maintain the center line. It's checked. Up to V1. Rotates. Thank you, controller, thank you. Terrible takeoff. And like this.
Spirit Wings 1457, contact Tampa departure.
Contact Tampa departure, Spirit Wings 1457. Tampa, Spirit Wings 1457, 1000.
Spirit Wings 1457, Tampa departure. Radar contact. Cleared direct mileage. Resume the crowd 8. Climb and maintain 17,000.
Clear direct mileage, resume the crowd 8. Climb and maintain 17,000, Spirit Wings 1457.
Reps are coming in. We are clear to 17,000. Can engage the autopilot and take care of the rest. We are clear direct to Milesh. So let's do this. Can do the after takeoff. Sorry about that takeoff, my controller is dying. That's for sure. Because I had a huge left rudder input which I didn't do during takeoff, but let's see. It is up and retracted. It's my after takeoff checklist. Thrust levers will go back to climb. We can now disarm the spoilers. Flaps are retracted. Yes. Packs should be on. Anti-ice we don't need. Then we can turn off the runway turn-off lights now, and the nose wheel light as well. And we'll just keep the landing lights. Alright. Beautiful. Rest is passing about 10,000 and passing the transition altitude. No more checklist left. Looks like our co-pilot is able to handle the yokes. We get a response from ATC going forward. We will just follow their instructions and see what we need to do. So far, good, except my controller giving me some big trouble during takeoff. The aircraft is actually flying very nicely. It's loud in the cockpit. To 10,000 now. Landing lights are coming off, and we can relieve the passengers. Seat belts to auto. Nice. So that's the departure, guys. I will climb like this. And oh, the TCAS is also working. That's really nice to see. But I will bring you guys back and we are ready to do the descent, and that might be on part 2 because I think we have already spent almost close to an hour. So let's just do the next video for descent, landing, approach and landing as a part 2 video, because I don't want to have a 2-hour video and ask you guys to watch a 2-hour video for seeing this aircraft in action. So thanks for being here today. That is pretty much the Inibuilds A320 Neo, the best default aircraft in the entire flight sim experience I had. And no other developer of flight simulation software has done something like this, so it's great to see the A320 Neo coming up to this high fidelity standard, even if it's not 100% full high fidelity like failures and whatnot. It's still the best default aircraft. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving a like, and if you stumbled upon this video and want to get notified for future videos, don't forget
Spirit
to
Wings
hit the subscribe
1457.
button
Contact Miami Center
and the bell to turn on
132.35.
notifications. Alright, our co-pilot should take
Contact
care of
Miami
that,
Center
and I'll say goodbye after this
132.35,
last
Spirit Wings
ATC communication.
1457. Miami Center, Spirit Wings 1457. Good day. Climbing 1 for 14,700 for 17,000.
Spirit Wings 1457, Miami Center, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, Spirit Wings 1457.
That is our
Spirit
final
Wings 1457, contact Miami Center 134.55. Have a good day.
Contact Miami Center 134.55, Spirit Wings 1457. Miami Center, Spirit Wings 1457, leaving 16,400 for flight level 350.
Spirit Wings 1457, Miami Center, roger.
Guys, that's our latest ATC communication until we reach cruise, and I will be seeing you guys in part 2 where we talk about descent, approach and landing. See you next time.